Hello, everybody. Welcome to another Tammy's Channel Chats. Thanks for viewing. I'm Tammy Langowski. I am an intuitive advisor to your questions. I channel messages, clairaudient, clairvoyant. If you're interested in having a private session with me, you can reach me on my website, tammysintuitive.com. And I do channel, or I should say, I post channel messages on social media as Tammy's Intuitive Services on Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook, if you would like to check those out. So I've got lots of different little messages on there for you to view should you be interested in doing that. So I have some new questions for today, and they're really good ones as usual. Thanks so much for sending them in. So I'm going to put my glasses on so I can actually read them. Okay, so one of the messages, or one of the questions that I have is that we had mentioned that our life guides are from birth. And how are they assigned to us? Let's start with that. So how are our life guides assigned to us? Bear with me, just messing around here on my thing here. Okay, so that's a good one, guides. How are our birth guides, our life guides assigned to us? Because you come in with an agreement. And that is to be working together. They're telling me how both will benefit from this arrangement. And that the life guide also learned as part of the experience with you. There is an agreement, mutual respect, mutual love. You've probably known this life guide before in lifetimes. And therefore it is agreed upon that you will work together. Always contracted out of love, again, respect, love, and honor, they said. A life guide knows it's an honor to be a life guide and stays with you from birth to the end of your life cycle in this body. Okay, you will see them afterwards as well. Let me go on to the other part of that question. Okay, so bear with me. I'm so sorry. Somehow I jumped into a whole nother, I have no idea how that happened, but it jumped into an okay. Okay, sorry for that. I am not going to start over because I like the answer that they gave you on that. So that was just my boo-boo, you know, me and technology. I don't know what happened. Anyway, I've got a hard copy here, which is a good thing. Okay, so let me see here. And other guides that come in and out to help in our lifetime, do they have agreements with us as well? They're just saying, yes, they do. There is agreements, there are agreements. Again, you have known them. You have known them. It's not like a first meeting in a sense. You've had relationships with them in prior lifetime. Do our guides focus solely on us, or are they helping other spirits at the same time? I think that's a great question. That's a really great question. So are they guides? So our guides and you guides, I will say, are you also helping other spirits, or is it just me, you know, and I can speak to my life guide as well. Okay, what I'm getting from my guides at least is that they actually are working just with me, which I didn't expect to hear actually. And it's mainly because this is an important role in this lifetime for them and for me. And again, this is what they're saying, because I'm speaking with others and I'm helping others and channeling information for others. So they're pretty busy that. Now, are you doing other things in general, guides, you know, when I'm not doing my thing? Yes, we are with you. And we do come in and out of your vibration. Do we help others? Not as much as one might think. We are really solely dedicated to working with you. Okay, again, these are my guides. So it's sounding like I have a team with me. I'm not really surprised to hear that. And they just said, we work with Tammy. We work with Tammy. Okay. How about other people's guides, you know, that maybe, let's say, are not doing what I'm doing and they're with them? Are they also, you know, working with other spirits? So now what they're showing me is in those cases, sometimes they are, because they're actually helping, depending where one is at on a, I don't know, soul level is kind of what they're showing me. They may need to help another, put it for me, guys. I saw it more than heard it, and I'm trying to get the words for it. Like while they're helping the person that they're, you know, they're a guide to, they're also working with others that are around that person in this lifetime, like family dynamics, friends. They're helping where they feel like that they need to help. So there's something more going on there. In this case, I feel like for mine, we are with you because we know that you've done some of the work already. And so you are now in a position, so to speak, on a soul level to be helping others on the earth plane. I'm learning something here too. So that's kind of fascinating. So it sounds like to me that yes, they might help some other spirits, but they are kind of, our guides are kind of with us for a reason, is what I get. Again, you will have, let me ask this, guides, because I've been told that sometimes a guide will come in to help you with a certain thing, and then they go on to do something else. Or do they go on to do something else? Yes and no, yes and no. They do. But again, it might have something to do with your circle of life and who is involved in your life. So they can be very busy doing just even that. Where like right now, my guides are focusing on, they're even telling me content of what we can share with others through Tammy, is what they're saying. Okay. So I hope that makes sense. I think it's a really interesting question and kind of interesting answer, in my opinion. Okay. Let me see here. So we know that when we transition, that our loved ones and friends are waiting for us, but how are they informed when we are ready to cross over or suddenly cross over? That's a great one too. So when do our loved ones know when we're about to cross over? They said because they're so close to you, they know. They know what's going on in your life. No one really ever leaves anyone. Yes, they have things they learn, they have things they're doing and growing and changing as a spirit. So it's not like they're glued to you necessarily. But at the same time, they know what's going on in your life. So they are watching closely. They draw closer, they're telling me, as your time is near, time to transition is near. So it's not so much that they're informed, they just already know, because again, it's comforting to know that our loved ones and our animals, our pets and so forth, are often around us. They know what's still going on in our life, because life truly does not end. It's a connection always. So again, there is really no informing. It's just that they know what's going on, just like they know big events going on in our life and celebrations and things like that. Okay. Is there a spiritual text that goes out? Yeah, so that's in addition, just, is there a spiritual text that goes out informing all together around, which would be funny, wouldn't it? It's not so much that, again, they just know. Does the word get around to the other loved ones? Let's say I've got a cousin in spirit who, maybe I knew, but wasn't always super close to. Do they get the word, and how do they know? They know because you're all connected. You're soul family. Makes sense to me. Okay, so they know that. So I hope that makes sense in that question. Okay. Do we have a chance to stay in spirit and learn how to help others? You do. Okay, is what I'm first hearing. You do. You have an option to do that. Certainly this will help your development and your soul growth in doing so. So yes, you see, the ultimate goal is ultimate compassion. And the way that we get there is by helping others and understanding and, that sort of thing, experiencing and certainly helping others. So you can stay in spirit really as long as you like. What happens, they said, is sometimes those that are near you, your soul family or soul contracts that you have or wish to keep, will want to incarnate. And so therefore you may think, oh, I want to be part of that, even if you weren't the one who came up with it, and decide that, yes, I'm gonna, I'm gonna go back into and incarnate too, so I can be with this family dynamic, should you still want to do that. There are, of course, family dynamics that do not last. There is much to be said for going through a challenging family dynamic. You get to the other side, there's much love. They're telling me, regardless of what happened in that dynamic, and understanding, and sometimes remorse, and regrets that are discussed, examined, and understood. And then you make your decisions. Sometimes it's done. What you were able to help, if you were able to help that family in any way, then it might be done. It might be done. Or you may decide that we have more to work out and you're both in agreement. So nobody you're coming with me says, too bad you're coming back with me to be a part of the soul group. It is definitely a decision, a mutual decision. Okay. Let me see here. Or achieving a higher level, does it mean we must have lots of lives to obtain that higher level, to get to the higher level? Okay, or achieving a higher level, does it mean we must have lots of lives to obtain that higher level? They're telling me, for the most part, yes. Lifetimes give you that opportunity to learn more and more and more, and to experience more and more and more, so that, again, you may know ultimate compassion, which is likened to what source is, God is. So you certainly can evolve without a body of some sort, because there's much to be learned and much learning to be had still in the afterlife. That continues. There are classes you can take. There are masters to speak with. There are children to play with, and we learn much from children. I love that. So, you most likely will still want many, many lifetimes to be able to fully understand and comprehend what somebody is going through. And that's why we have so many lifetimes. Some are super easy peasy, having a lifetime where this is what it's like to just sail on through and have everything and have a wonderful family dynamic and all of that. And then we'll have some challenging ones where we have loss. That's very difficult, or what we would consider tragedy, or just difficult circumstances. But we need to have it all so that we evolve. And that is the journey. You certainly can choose not to, but you might be feeling like you're missing out when others are jumping back in and having, you'll just know that there's so much to be had being on the earth plane. Even if it can be very full of struggles, it can be full of wonderful things too, and opportunity. Okay, which is why most of us will have so many lifetimes. They just said, okay, do we have a choice as to what our bodies will look like when we come back into physical form? You do, because there will be some of you that will want to look a certain way, because that holds a certain experience. So we could say, quite honestly, that a person who comes into a body that we as earthlings consider is beautiful, they could be having a lifetime that's a little easier for them, because people are seeing the surface and saying, oh, that's a beautiful person, I want to help them or be in their light. Versus, let's say, what some of you might consider to be unattractive is going to have a whole different set of lessons for that. Nothing is superficial with that. Their life might be truly about who they are as a spirit that shines. They may have to prove themselves more, but this is all an experience that they are signing up for. So could one say, with the physical body, if it, it looks pretty good, Does that mean that they also signed up for maybe an easier type life? It could be, but of course we know that everybody who we consider is beautiful doesn't always have an easy life. That's not always the case, right? There's much to learn about, again, not being looked at for who you are. There's a whole set of lessons right there, where a person who we would say could be unattractive, as you might know it, would not ever have to worry about that. They are only seen for who they really are as spirit. And they maybe again have to feel that they have to prove themselves all the more or really show that. So yes, there are experiences and all kinds of body, obviously a disabled body, anybody going through any of that, that's a whole experience to have. Again, remember, the goal is ultimate compassion and to understand what it's like. But yes, it does sound like, from what I'm hearing, that you do kind of get to pick that. And are there lessons to be learned from coming into a certain type of body? And that's kind of what we just talked about. Most definitely there are. Okay, so these are kind of the questions that I had for this. Thank you so much for those wonderful questions. They were really, really good ones. And like I said, I always love it because I get to get to learn something kind of cool myself. So thanks again, everybody. Do keep sending in your questions. These gives you an example, these questions of the type that, I love to look at, the kind of philosophical or just, things about how things work and, something that's general for the general good of that people can understand that way. So thanks again for viewing. And again, I appreciate your likes and subscribes to this channel and following me on my social media. Don't forget that I have those who are on my contact list for mailings should have gotten an email about kind of introducing what I did again, the show with Bridget Marcourt at the Winchester Mystery House. So again, you can find that in my social media and jungoplus.com. You can go on there and find it. I think it was Bridget's Haunted Tours, Winchester Mystery House. So that's fun time for Halloween. But do check it out. If you did not get an email, I have a drawing going on for a half off session. I will be making the drawing on Halloween, or doing the drawing on Halloween, drawing a name. And what I thought would be fun is if you watch the video, you'd have to watch the video, and the area of the house that I felt the most energy, it was kind of a reaction of whoa, whoa, whoa kind of thing. So there's a hint for you there. If you tell me correctly where that area was, then your name gets to be put in for the half off session. So you have to do it by the 30th. What's today? I don't know. I'm going to be posting this maybe a day later. You got a few days. So hopefully you're going to be watching this. And it is a cutoff for sure on the end of, I don't know what, midnight, we'll say, whatever it is, on the 30th. Okay. So anyway, just wanted to mention that to you. Thank you so much again. Appreciate you. And give yourself a hug. Make sure you're loving on yourself, giving yourself and sending yourself really good messages. Remember to pay attention to the self-talk. What kind of messages are you telling yourself? You want them to be positive. If you catch something that's negative, flick it out of your aura. I laugh at it first, like, oh, what was that? Laugh at it, flick it out, and do a counter affirmation that you say out loud to replace that. The universe is listening, as my guides just did for a little channel message says, the universe has a keen ear. So listen to your self-talk. Okay. All right. Take care and happy Halloween. I hope all of you have a great, safe, fun time. Bye-bye.